Hello Bitcoin plebs and bulls out there, the first interweek video of this week, Monday, and Bitcoin has been going up since yesterday. Hey guys, tell me if the stream is okay. I will ask this every time now because of that technical problem we had since last on the FU Money Portugal channel on episode 3. When we had that technical problem and the quality of the video was bad. So please always tell me when I start the stream if everything is okay, and I will thank you very much for that. And I apologize again because I still have this cold. I feel much better today, but my voice is still a bit nosy, and my nose is blocked, so we will have to deal with this for a few more days, I guess, but it's improving and I feel much better now. Okay, so I guess, yeah, so don't forget, when you check the quality of the video, you have to be on 1080p on YouTube because that's the maximum quality I stream. So if you see everything really detailed on 1080p, 60 frames per second on YouTube, then that means everything looks good. Okay, and it looks good because the data rate is about 9 megabytes per second, so this time everything looks nice. Okay, so let's start the first video of this week, and we will start with great news already. So let's go here, and I will show you guys the news, and of course, I bet this was one of the reasons why Bitcoin has been going up since last night. This is the news of today. I already retweeted it on my Twitter, but I will put it in full screen so you guys can see it better. Here it is. MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 7,002 Bitcoins for $414.4 million in cash at an average price of $59,187 per Bitcoin. As of the 29th of November 2021, we hodl 121,044 Bitcoins acquired for $3.57 billion at an average price of $29,534 per Bitcoin. So these are the great news of today. MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor continue to accumulate Bitcoin, and of course this had an answer by Adam Back, which I also, if I'm not mistaken, I also retweeted this earlier today. Yes, Adam Back tweeted this message: every time you panic sell, you are giving sailors MicroStrategy coins. Hodl, you fools. Buy the fucking dip. DCA like there's no tomorrow. Great tweet by Adam Back. Of course, he likes Sailor and MicroStrategy. He's not in any way against it, but he's right. He's actually right. Hodl, you fools, because every time you sell in panic, you are just giving the MicroStrategy and some other whales the opportunity to buy more Bitcoin. So I found this really funny by Adam Back, and I also retweeted this one. But of course, the big news is Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy buying again. So they now have 121,044 Bitcoins, man. Just think about it. And if this guy is buying Bitcoin like crazy, why shouldn't you be stacking sats like crazy too? Because if Michael Saylor makes a buck, you make a buck. And this is the most democratic way to increase your net value, is just to acquire more Bitcoin and fight all the central banks' policies and inflation in the world. Okay. This was big news, of course, but the question today is, when can we expect a rally? So I will give you guys a few signals that you should look for, and that probably will tell us when the next rally will start. So today I'm going to show you different charts, also on-chain analysis. So keep here and go to the end of the stream. So join us until the end of the stream so that you guys get all the signals that I have for you today. So that's it about the news. Let's check the numbers, and the numbers say that, let me just refresh the page so that everything is updated. So here we are today. Don't forget, always nice to remember that these numbers are only related to the last 24 hours of spot traded volume. So right now Bitcoin is at $57,179, and it has increased the price in the last 24 hours by 5.25%. The volume traded was $12.42 billion. And number two, Ethereum at $4,349, an increase of 6.37%, with a traded volume in the past 24 hours of $8.14 billion. So these are the numbers. I don't really give an F about the rest. You guys know that already. So this is what we have now. And this increase represents, this part here on Bitcoin represents the 5% increase, 5.2, almost 2. And I bet that the 7,000 Bitcoins purchased by MicroStrategy really helped to pump this 5% number in the last 24 hours. So that's, again, good news by Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, and Bitcoin continues to be accumulated. So it's really, really good. Okay, so I hope everything is nice, and I hope the stream is going okay. Everyone seems to be saying that the sound is really good and the video is good, so that's fine, that's good, that's what we want. Let's take a look just also at the mempool, and I'm going to refresh the page here. Okay, so right now, if you want to make a Bitcoin transaction on the blockchain, you will have to pay 4 sats per byte, 32 cents on the dollar. With low priority, if you want medium priority, you have to pay 5 sats per byte, which means 40 cents. And high priority, which means the next block, that will be 5 sats per byte, which means also 40 cents on the dollar. So that's really good. Some people are actually saying that my voice like this when I have a cold is even more radiophonic. So I guess some of you guys will want me to have a cold every day, but that's not how it works. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this will be different as soon as my nose gets unblocked. Okay, so the mempool is actually really, really nice. We have only 3 blocks waiting, and the 4th one is just being constructed right now. And everything looks good. All the blocks are almost 100% filled up with transactions, and everything looks good here. There's no rush hour on the blockchain, and you guys can use it for transactions at very, very low prices, very low fees here. Okay, so let's start with the on-chain signals. And the on-chain signals, sorry, sometimes I still get my throat like this. So let's start with the R-HODL ratio, which is one of the on-chain analysis charts. And as you guys can see, we have been going down. We had this bottom here at the R-HODL ratio around February 2019. And since then, we have been going up, and look at the pace that we have been going up. It looks really similar to this one here when we had the 2017 cycle. But this area here looks at scale, of course, this is at scale, looks like that we are replicating somehow the 2013 cycle also. So we had this middle local top here, and then some accumulation on the R-HODL ratio before the final blow-off top was actually achieved. So let's see if this continues this way. Of course, we will get into the red territory here on top, and then probably this is one of the signals that we are continuing to have a bull cycle still this year, and probably next year around to the first quarter of 2022, we will be closer to the red area of this chart, which means that we are probably getting to an area where we will have the final top of this bull cycle. So I continue to believe that we will keep going up on this R-HODL ratio, and this is one of the signals that you have to keep looking for if we continue going up or not. So the signal number one is the R-HODL ratio. Of course, you guys can also check it by yourselves. If you go into lookintobitcoin.com, charts, R-HODL ratio, okay? So you have access to all these charts. Everything is free. You don't have to pay anything, just like the channel itself. It's completely free for you guys. Okay, number two. So the number two is, of course, the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves. And right now, I'm going to zoom in a bit. We are just a hair below the midline here on the logarithmic growth curve, and we cannot go below this line. So I hope that we continue to make a bottom around the $54,000, and from there we continue to go up, because this is also one of the signals we should not go back below the mid yellow line on this chart. And of course, we have to continue using it as support. So if Bitcoin price continues to go above this mid levels here, which is now around the same value as Bitcoin because we went up a bit. So if this second signal here is broken to the downside and you see the price going back down into this lower part of the growth curve, then that signal could tell us that we might be a bit delayed on this cycle. So one of the signals is to continue to have this line, the mid yellow line here, as support. But one of the signals I love the most is, of course, here, the stock to flow model, which is not invalidated, by the way. Most people think that because the prediction of $98,000 per Bitcoin by Plan B was based on the stock to flow model, and it wasn't. That was based on the floor model. So it's a different model that Plan B also plotted or constructed. And in this case, the stock to flow model, sorry, not Plan B, the stock to flow model continues to be valid. And one of the signals is precisely the point when Bitcoin crosses above the average line for the price here, which is around $78,000 right now. Let me check. A bit less than that, $76,000. So this is the point where I would say, exactly like the 2017 cycle, the FOMO will come in and start to buy Bitcoin like crazy. So this is again another signal, the number 3 signal for today, when we might start the final leg of the bull cycle of 2021, probably 2022. So in this case, I will be waiting for the $76,000 level to be crossed on the stock to flow model to the upside, and then that will be my third signal that everything looks good to continuation of the bull cycle, just like it happened around here, November 17th of 2017, when we crossed above the average line of the price. Okay, so the deviation from the mean also here on the lower part of this chart will have to cross to the red line. Okay, so as soon as we get a red line here above the deviation from the mean, it will mean that we are above this $76,000 level, and probably the third signal will be on. So in this case, I showed you 3 charts from the on-chain analysis. Don't forget, continuation of this uptrend here at the R-HODL ratio, and keeping the support on the medium line of the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. So we have to continue using this midline here, the yellow midline, as support. Also, another signal is crossing above $76,000 on the stock to flow model, and probably getting the red area here, the red line above the deviation from the mean here at the lower levels of the chart, at the lower part of this chart. So those are already 3 signals that I'm waiting for based on on-chain analysis. So let's see how that goes, and I will keep an eye on these. And of course, if anything changes, I will come back to you guys on a video So you can also go to lookintobitcoin.com and you can check these charts by yourselves and keep an eye on those lines and levels to see what happens. Now, let's see if I have anything else here. Nope, not really. So let's go to the charts on TradingView and let's see what's happening here. So exactly as predicted. Hey, Carl the Moon, how are you? We went exactly to this red rectangle here, which was my worst case scenario for a retracement from the all-time high on the total market cap chart. And of course, we had an ABC correction. Also, a second attempt was made to get into this red rectangle. But so far, the trend line has held the price above it. And now it looks very good because we are now going up again. So look what happened here before. We touched the trend line once and twice and 3 times, and then we started the next leg up. And now we touched the trend line once, twice, and 3 times. The 3rd time even crossed it below, got inside the red rectangle, and now we are going up on the same candle. So the trend line is holding the price exactly as expected. And now we have, again, a probability of continuation to the upside. Don't forget, one of the most important things is that to validate this as a bottom, we have to break above the previous swing high, which in this case on the total market cap is around, let's see, $2.68 trillion. So we have to break that last swing high above $2.68 trillion to confirm this as a bottom. And then probably the continuation to the upside will be on. Just like in this situation here, we had to break this last swing high, which was broken with a really extended candle. And then we had to break the second last swing high, which was this one, where we were actually having some resistance. Then we finally broke it and used it as support. So this will be the confirmation, like in this case, this will be the confirmation if it happens on this side here, that we first have to break the 2.68 trillion mark and then probably not having another swing high except the all-time high, then we will retest the all-time high after that. But the trend line is holding the price, so that looks very good. That is another signal. If we break the 2.68 trillion, that's another signal that we are in for this bottom and continuation to the upside. So that's number 4. Okay, let's go now to the Bitcoin price. Sorry guys, I'm still coughing a bit, so sometimes I will turn off the sound just not to give you guys the cough, okay? Okay, so this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin, and this is the MRI strategy. Hey Paulo, I see you on the chat, and thank you for coming for the live today. So I hope I'm already on the number 4 signal for today. So if you guys just arrived at the live stream right now, I invite you to watch it from the start when this ends and check the first 3 signals that I just mentioned. So please, this is about signals for identifying a possible start or trigger of the last leg of the bull cycle. So I already mentioned 3 of them on the on-chain charts, and the first one on the total market cap, which was the breaking above the last swing high of 2.68 trillion. So welcome to the stream. If you just got here, I recommend you watch it from the start as soon as this is over, because I already mentioned a few signals. Okay, so let's go and continue to the weekly chart. Of course, this is one of the structures I like the most. You guys know this already. I have already seen this on the monthly chart when we were about to have this reversal of the price action to the upside some time ago. Let me just check if I can see it again. And here it is. This was the pattern. One big drop candle here, then a hammer, almost a hammer because the wick was long to the upside, but it looks like a hammer. And then the reversal of the price action to the second leg to start the second part of the bull cycle. Of course, this is still ongoing, but you guys can see it on the weekly chart now. We are having the same price action structure. And so we have the big drop candle, the hammer, and now the doji. So this is a price structure that I like very much if it, of course, if it works as expected, which is a rounded bottom before continuation to the upside. It's big drop, hammer, doji. So if this doji, if we still go down this week and then we come back up and this doji becomes a really thin doji but green, that might be the signal again that we might be starting the reversal of the price action and a new attempt to break out of the triangle and retest the all-time highs we had before. So I like this structure, but it has to be validated by a rounded bottom and then the reversal of the first one or two candles on the green side breaking out of the triangle. Okay, so that's another one that you should look for. Now there's another signal that I'm also looking at all the time, which is this pattern that I already described in previous videos, one here on the channel and another one on Saturday evening on the Heart for Cafe podcast. And I explained it in English on this channel and Portuguese on the other one. So you guys don't have any excuses not to see this on the RSI on the weekly chart. So this pattern was made on the RSI just before the parabolic movement of the price action to the upside starting in September, October 2020. And this is now being replicated here. Okay, so we had this rise to the 70% line of the RSI. We went there for a few weeks, then big correction to the downside again, accumulation, and then again a second attempt at the 70% line of the RSI, which is now ongoing, almost very similar here on the RSI that we are just having for the past few weeks. So we had the big rise to the 70% line, then we stayed there for a few weeks, correction, and now if we continue to have some accumulation to the side here on the sideways on the RSI, and then new attempt to break the 70% line to the upside, that will be also one very important signal for me that we can be at the beginning of the parabolic move to the upside for the continuation and break out of this all-time high at 69,000. So this is, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, this is number 5 already, the 5th and signal that we have to watch for. Okay, although on the weekly chart, of course, there are some bearish signals here. The blue line on the MACD is now attempting to cross the orange line to the downside, and the bars are decreasing, showing that we might be in for a few more days or 1 or 2 weeks probably of downside. I don't know how many weeks, no one knows that, but the indication of the MACD is that we might be starting a new short to medium term little bearish momentum here, which might also indicate the accumulation that we need on the RSI for the next few weeks before we attempt again to cross the 70% line here. So everything is coming into, you know, the same picture. So the same picture is telling me that it might happen exactly like before, just before this parabolic move of September, October 2020. Everything on the weekly chart tells me that we might be in to replicate this move if everything goes accordingly to what I just explained. So that's good. We are having a 1 to 4 candle correction. We might be in for a reversal if this structure continues to be rounded here at this bottom and supported around 54,000. We might go down a bit more down just, you know, for the short term, but if we can still close this week as a doji, and I would like it to be a green doji, that might be also one of the signals. Okay, so let's take a look now at the daily chart and see what is happening there. So we continue to be supported by the 100 period SMA, the red line on your screens right now. This big candle here might be the one where Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy bought those 7,000 Bitcoins. And now we are again experiencing some resistance here, even before getting to the 20 period SMA on the daily chart. But right now, this corresponds, in my book, this corresponds to accumulation, and probably we will have to continue sideways for some more time if we want to replicate the RSI on the weekly chart and see the pattern happening again. So I would say that we will see probably the month of December could be, if everything goes according to those signals I just described, the month of December could be the month where we start to see a new rise on Bitcoin price. Sorry for that, guys. And on the daily chart, there are no big news except for this, that we hold the lines around the MRI support line here, around the $53,800, $54,000. And then, of course, Michael Saylor bought the dip, and Adam Back said, hodl, you fools, because if you sell now, you are just giving more Bitcoin to Michael Saylor. Okay, that's great. Let's just take a look at the 4-hour chart here for the BitMEX funding rate. So BitMEX funding rate completely neutral. It's not moving, so there is nothing to do here. I guess there is not much leverage on the market right now, except the one existing already. But the funding rate is completely zero. We just have a bit of longs to the upside here, but nothing really relevant. It's only 0.007, so it's nothing. So this usually favors the bulls. So let's see if we have a short-term reversal, at least to retest the 100 period here on the 4-hour chart, but nothing really relevant to talk about on the leveraged markets. Let's take a look here at the Pro Indicators framework. We have a bull signal. So as soon as we crossed here and we reversed the price action on the previous candle, so this was, of course, this is being the daily chart, a daily chart. Of course, this was yesterday, and as soon as this candle was constructed, we have a bull signal indicating possible reversal of the price action to the upside. So let's see if we continue and if this bull signal actually will work. The momentum is okay. The bulls are also in a good momentum to buy here. We have two bullish signs on the momentum indicator down here. Let me just zoom so you guys can see. Two little blue circles. So these are indications of bull entries, possible bull entries in the market. And they were actually very good, timed with exactly this point. So we had two blue triangles exactly matching the momentum indicator. That's a good sign that we could be in to have a reversal of the price action right here. The VPVR is, of course, holding these lines because this represents resistance now because we broke it below. So now we have to go above this VPVR tip and make this support again. But everything looks nice. We have all the bullish indications right now that we could see a reversal of the price action or probably some more sideways action until we actually break this resistance around here, which is around 58,000, and then we make it support for the new continuation. This could take some time, of course. As I said before, I'm expecting some sideways consolidation here as the RSI pattern will have to develop and show us that we actually have the strength to break the 70% of the RSI level. That's it. I guess there's nothing really important now, except that this FR is continuing to go to the upside, not respecting the MRI top. I guess this could mean that you guys know that, you know, it's so hard to understand this, but I've been trying to make a theory here that there's a concertation around the world that all the central banks, the main central banks, are still printing more currency than the Fed in order to keep the dollar strong on the Dixie. Because if the Fed is screwing up everything, then that means, oops, I have a notification here. This doesn't matter. Okay. So that means that if the Fed is screwing up everything by printing trillions and trillions of dollars, that means that the other central banks, the English central bank, the Chinese, the Japanese, all those central banks, of course, also on the Dixie, are printing even more and causing more inflation on their own currencies than the dollar. So that's the explanation for the dollar to keep rising on this chart. But this will have to come to an end, and of course the dollar will implode, even if it takes a decade or 15 years. But that's my bet, 10 to 15 years the dollar will of course implode, if not before, because they keep printing like crazy. They are just trying to approve a new bill that will allow them to print, if I'm not mistaken, another 5 trillion or 6 trillion, something like that. So I'm just really curious to see when all this will implode and make the dollar go to where it should be for a long time already, zero. Let's look at the gold. And the gold chart, of course, is continuing to do nothing, just trying to hold the lines around the 100 period SMA on the weekly chart. And let's see if they finally can break out of this handle of the 10-year cup and handle that I always show on the video. There's no point showing it again. You guys know already that this is the handle of a 10-year cup. So let's see if gold can hold the lines around the 100 period SMA, which is exactly where gold is sitting right now, on top of the 100 period SMA. And of course, Peter Schiff is not very happy because he sees Michael Saylor getting richer and richer buying Bitcoin and MicroStrategy too. And his gold is just doing nothing. So, okay, let's see if this finally someday will start to be bullish and get out of this handle and move to the upside like a real asset, because right now it looks like a snail and not an asset. S&P trying to continue the growth. Of course, good news, 5 or 6 more trillion dollars being printed. That means money getting into the market. So, of course, after this correction here, the market is showing some positive signs, really, you know, small ones, but nevertheless, some positive signs that wants to go up again and break the all-time high that it had around 47 and 43. So $4,743. Let's see how the S&P goes. I guess we will not see a touch of the 20-period SMA now with the news of more dollars being printed. And of course, you guys know that the more dollars being printed, the more Wall Street and the traditional banks have access to money. Because that money goes, of course, always first to those guys at Wall Street and traditional banks. And that's where they put it into the market. And of course, the S&P continues to go up. I wonder what will happen on this market when the dollar implodes, but that will be a disgrace. But anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, the final chart, because this is going long already, and we have the levels, the Fibonacci levels. We are now above the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level already. So let's see if we hold the lines there, or if this is just a move to the upside and making this A wave now being a B, and then we see if we still have a C wave going below again and possibly retesting the 38% Fibonacci retracement level. So let's see what happens, but you guys know already what I've been talking about in this chart. I've been discussing this on Hartford Cafe and also here on this channel, so you are already aware of what could happen. I still maintain my 60 to 70% probability that we might continue going up right now for the short term, at least trying to break this $59,000 last swing high level to have a confirmation of a bottom. If this fails, or if we go to this level here for the other swing high level around 65,000 and we come back down, then most probably I will see a retest of the 38% Fibonacci line, and the 54,000 support probably will not hold the lines. So let's hope that Bitcoin can break the resistance around $58,000, $59,000, the previous swing high, and continuation to the upside, exactly like it happened here when we had a perfect ABC correction Elliott wave, and then we had some accumulation sideways action before the continuation to the upside. That's what I'm expecting here. But the ABC correction in this case is not so perfect. So let's see if we don't still have to test the 38 like we did down here. So guys, that's it. The first intra-week analysis, and I gave you like 5 or 6 signals that you should look for. If you forgot them already, please rewind the video, watch it from the start. 3 of them are on-chain analysis, and the other 3 or 2 or 3 are, of course, from the technical analysis on the charts. So keep an eye on those signals, and those signals will for sure give you an indication of how many of them are verified or validated, and if this is the majority, of course, we might be in for the next move of Bitcoin. That's the answer to the question of this video, to the title that is in this video. So let's see if I just have any questions here, and let's see. I have Fabio Costa. I just see a nice pullback to the cup and handle line on weekly before big wave up. Let's check that. Let's see what's happening here on the cup and handle. For that, I will have to go to the weekly chart. So you believe that we will be, let's see where this is. Okay, so this is around here, the 52,000. So yeah, it's not very distant from the current price action. And I would say that, well, if we go to 52, this is actually the 38% Fibonacci retracement level. So that would be a very nice entry into the market if we go to those levels again. We were already very close. Let me check. So the low was 53,300, and that is just 1,300 above the 52 level, which is the top of the cup and handle, which is around 52,000. So if that happens, we, of course, you guys know that 49 and 49.5 are the 38% Fibonacci retracement level. So if that happens, actually, we are going to retest the 38 Fibo, and probably everything will work together also with this 20-period SMA here on the weekly chart, which is now, by the way, around 52,000. So it's exactly the price where we could go, retest the 38% Fibonacci, and get support from the cup and handle line and the 20-period SMA for a reversal of the price action to the upside. So all depends if the 54,000 holds as support or not, or if we are rejected around the 59 when we retest the previous swing high. So if we get back down, I guess the 52 will be a very good support from the cup and handle line, retest of that line, continuation to the upside, with the strength of the 20-period SMA, the 38% retracement Fibo level, and everything will look still very nice according to the manuals. Okay, so that's a good point from Fabio. All on the same technical level. Yeah, exactly. So the technical level is, of course, 52, where everything comes together, the 20-period SMA, the 38% Fibo retracement level, and also a possible breakdown of the 54,000 support. That will look actually very good, and nothing will happen to the bull market because we will be still above the trend lines, and everything will look very good indeed. So if that happens, probably we will get more strength to the upside. If that doesn't happen, and we already have a bottom around 54,000, that will be nice too. So in either case, I continue to say that this is still a bull market, we are still above the trend line, and everything looks good for the continuation of this bull cycle. Of course, all the signals point to December being the probable beginning of the final leg, but I guess we will not have a blow off top this year. Probably we will have the final top of this bull cycle already in 2022. So you guys have to be patient. The word now is be calm and be patient. So wait for it. If you are already riding the wave, just hodl. That's what you have to do. If you are looking for good entries into the market, 38% would be one of them if we go there. If we don't go there, and this is validated as a bottom, then of course the next entry will be at the breakout of the $59,000 level. Okay, so this is the information I have for you guys today. And as there are no more questions, let's see here. Philippe Oliver is asking if Michael Saylor is the same guy as Miguel Marinheiro that Hugo talks in Hardcore Cafe. I don't really know this guy, Miguel Marinheiro. I don't know this name, so I don't even remember talking about this guy on Hardcore Cafe. So sorry, I cannot answer that question. Okay, guys. So Jesus, I did not see this happening here. So I just noticed that the page where I was having the live stream got stuck. So I hope everything went fine and you guys are still there. Can anyone tell me if we are still live or not? I don't really know. I don't know what's happening with YouTube today and what happened the other day. All good, all good. So yeah, thank God, because my page, the page where I have the live stream going, just got stuck and YouTube is not giving me any feedback that I'm live. So thank God that everything is good and all is going nice. But anyway, I was just about to say that this is all for today, everything I had for you guys today, and we have already a long video. And please don't forget, tonight for those of you that speak Portuguese, so this goes for Portuguese people, Brazilian, you know, the Portuguese speaking countries in Africa and all the Portuguese community around the world, of course, tonight at 9 p.m. Portuguese time, there will be another excellent conversation at the FU Money Portugal channel. So don't forget that. I will also put on the screen here. So you guys know this already. Go to the bottom of this channel's homepage and you'll check there. There's a FU Money Portugal link. You can follow it, subscribe to that channel too. Tonight we will have Guilherme Sanchez talking with me, of course, about Bitcoin and many other things. I hope this will be a great conversation as usual and great content for you guys. And I hope you will all be there at 9 p.m. tonight, live. This is live, not edited, so there's no crap going on. Everything that will happen during the live stream. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget, 9 p.m. tonight on the FU Money Portugal channel, which is the side channel of this one. Just before I leave, let me also leave you guys with the links that you should follow. The Twitter accounts, the one on top is my personal account. I'm tweeting all day there, so you get all the news and all the relevant facts. The second one is the Twitter account for the channel itself, where I post the videos that are going to be live or uploaded soon. And the third one is the Telegram group that you should also join. We have already more than 600 people there, 24 hours a day discussing Bitcoin and the markets in general. And you will be very welcome if you join us for a nice conversation there. You can also talk to me directly on that Telegram group, so you will be very welcome to do so. Okay. Let's see, no more questions on the chat. Also, if you missed these links on screen right now, you can follow them on the video description below. And also, don't forget to comment this video if you enjoyed it. And of course, if you enjoyed it, gently touch the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and so that you get notified every time I go live or upload a video. And now, just to end everything as it should be done, let me leave you with the words of wisdom.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Exactly, guys. Let's be careful out there. And let's roll and let's be careful out there. And I hope to see some of you, the Portuguese-speaking people that follow the channel tonight at 9 p.m. And for the rest that don't speak Portuguese or don't really want to follow that channel, I will see you again for the next interweek video on Wednesday, if everything goes according to the plan. Until then, bye-bye.